Alright, y'all, this is Love and Hip Hop Season 3 Reunion Part 3, the finale. So this is it for Love and Hip Hop Atlanta. Love and Hip Hop Hollywood, come on next week, y'all. We're going to be doing this again. Alright, so for those that want to see the full episode, don't worry, I got you. The link to the full episode is down below in the description box. So go ahead. Hook me up with a like, a share, a comment if you like to, just to thank me or anything like that. But I would greatly appreciate it if you could go ahead and hook me up with a like. Alright, thanks. Alright, so let's move on. So the reunion is continuing and they are going to start asking Mimi about her sex tape. Mimi and Nico. Now, Samore asks, how many people on the stage thinks that Nico leaked the tape? All hands raised, okay? Everybody except for Nico and Mimi, okay? Everybody had their hands raised because everybody got good common sense to know that Nico go ahead and leaked that tape. They asked her, how did the tape get leaked? She said, well, I don't believe Nico did it because I was with him when he did it. Yeah, I mean, I was with him when he lost the bag. They said, did just the tape get lost or the bag? And she was like, the whole bag got lost. They're like, okay. She's like, that's why I can't go ahead and say he did it. Well, if Nico knows he's going to get a big payday from this, Mimi, he can go ahead and pay somebody to steal that damn bag while he's with you, sweetheart. He set this shit up. Nobody else. Nico did this, alright? It was all set up from the get-go, alright? So they asked her, you said this tape was going to set you financially so you can support your child. And she's like, oh, yes, it is. It's, what I have is going to set me for life. It's going to pay me for life. And we are the highest paid out of Vivid's whole history. We are the highest paid sex tape out of it. And we are the first two African American couples. Well, Mimi, I don't think I want you bragging about that shit. You could have kept that to yourself. But anyways, so they asked Nico, did you do it? Of course not. Why would I do it? Come on now. I wouldn't do it. And Deb is like, you need to own up to your stuff, okay? That's how the Kardashians made it. Because they own up to theirs. So just go ahead and own up to it. Everybody else is being truthful. Go ahead and tell everybody that you leaked it. I'm like, damn, Deb, okay. I see you really stepping in on this, this mother train for Mimi. Because she definitely needs it. Who out there thinks Mimi need a good mother figure out there? I do. Alright. And so, Miko, Nene, shit. Y'all know I'm fucking up. Anyway, Nico and Arian starts going back and forth. If you really care for this woman, and you would try your hardest for this not to get on her. You would try your hardest to protect her. Okay, with all you got. And Nico's like, I don't care what she says. She ain't never liked me from the get-go. Shit, I hope you know, don't nobody on that stage like you but Mimi, sweetheart. Nobody but Mimi and maybe Don, because Don can make a few coins off of your ass. Okay? And, Ariana's like, you make me sick or whatever. He's like, you know what? You always talking shit, but you ain't never been there for her. You ain't loyal. She's like, what do you mean I'm not loyal? He's like, where was you when her father died? Okay, I was there every day. And he knew what button to push because that damn Ariana went off. She said, what the hell you talking about? I've been there all the time. And she just going off. I'm like, okay, Ariana. Arian, whatever it is, she ride or die for her friend. She don't play that shit. And shit, with all the slack she takes, she deserves it, honey. Don't try to discredit her. Don't try to discredit her, okay, Nico? Cause you ain't shit. They asked Mimi about Nico being married. She says, well, it was heartbreaking when I found out that he was married because he never told me. And she said that he said that was his ex that they were just cool with, not his wife. He never said that was his wife. And Nico's like, well, look, she didn't ask. I didn't lie, she just didn't ask. And Deb is like, with all she just been through, coming out that tough relationship with Stevie, what she's been through. And you, as a man, should have sat there and told her that you were married. She shouldn't have to ask. And Mimi said the same thing. She shouldn't have to ask if you're married. Okay, that's implied. When you first start dating somebody, you should be like, hi, my name is Nico. Okay, I'm married. What the fuck? Come on now. Even he's like, I didn't lie. And Samora's like, well, basically what you did was you lied with omission. Okay? Because you withheld the truth. You just didn't tell it. You still lied. So stop that bullshit. And he's like, she's my ex. I've been with her for 10 years. And they asked her, so how did she feel about the tape? Oh, she was furious. But, and then Mimi's like, if she was furious, that's just your ex. Y'all been cool. And for the past 2.5 years, you ain't did nothing with her. Why the hell is she furious? Why does she even care? He's like, well, it's like the same thing with, how Stevie get when, he, how he get when he see you with me or he see you having sex with me or something like that. And they like, okay, well, that's because that is the mother of his child. He's supposed to care. And he's like, well, it's the same thing. They like, no, it's not the same thing. They asked Erica how does she feel about him. She said, well, I don't like him. Plain and simple. I don't like him. I don't feel like he's doing well for Mimi at all. I don't trust him either. They showed a clip of them going through this whole situation with the sex tape, and Carly is sitting there crying. They asked Carly, why are you crying? She's like, because it's just hard that we deal with these ain't shit men. And it's like we keep dealing with the same type of men, and I just wish we would just have better men. Honey, Mimi needs it. Mimi needs Deb on her team. Mimi needs to kick Nico ass the fuck out, okay? They ask her, is she still in a relationship? Nico's like, yeah, we in a relationship. It's good. We working some things out. And Mimi looking at him like, nigga, please. And they ask her, so Mimi, what's going on with our relationship? And she says, well, we are trying to work things out. It's hard. He is married. Okay, it's hard for me to even trust him since he's married. He has a wife. And so someone asked him, okay, well, are you still sleeping with him? Yes, I do. Okay, bitch. Now, it's hard for you to have a relationship with him because he's married. But you still gonna sleep with this married man. She's like, look, this is the only dick I got right now, okay? And it's only periodically, okay? I only sleep with him on the 3rd of every month, alright? It's not that serious. And they ask, everybody's opinion on the sex tape. Nobody cares for it. That's their friend. They wish she hadn't did it. They asked Mama D's opinion. She said, look, Mimi, I keep wanting to say Mimi. I must be ready for Real Housewives. Anyways, she says, Mimi is a grown woman Okay, but to tell you the truth, you know, I got a little hot myself looking at it. You know, I wanted me a man to jump on. And everybody's cracking up laughing, and Scrappy's like, I'm still here. Too much information. I'm still here. They asked, what did they ask? Anybody on the stage had a sex tape? Everybody's like, nope, 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 nope. They asked Jock. Jock said, I film myself sometimes like this, but I ain't got a sex tape though. And they asked Carly, and Carly's like, yeah, me and Jock got one. And they was like, well, would you ever put it out to sell it? She was like, I might not put it out to make money off of it, but I'll put it out for revenge. And looking at Jock, and Jock like, oh, fuck this shit. You can't see my face in the video anyways. And she's like, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. I'm like, Curly, come on. Let's not do this shit. Okay? I know you mad at him. I'm sweating. I know you mad at him, but get over it, bitch. Okay? He's been married anyways. He was married while you was with him. Okay? Stop that shit. He ain't, you know, Nico's not the only married man on the stage right now. Okay? You know it. We all know it. Just ain't nobody saying it. So then they go on to Kalina and Tony and her side chick / bestie, Ashley. Miss Turnup. And they ask her, you know, what's her relationship with Ashley now? And they're still friends, but, you know, they're not smashing anymore. And they ask her, so, how long have you known each other? And Ashley's like, well, maybe 11 to 12 years. And it was like, so when did y'all start smashing? And Kalina's like, I knew y'all was going to ask this. Look, it just happened one time, and it was from there, it was good, so we kept on with it. And it was like, okay, well, did it happen in the beginning of the 11 to 12 years, or did it happen in the middle, or did it happen in the end? She was like, look, I think it happened in the middle somewhere. And Ashley's like, I believe it happened in beginning, middle, somewhere like that. And they asked them about threesomes. Would you ever do threesomes? And Ashley's like, no, I have not did a threesome with Tony and Kalina, you know, but I will do one with my husband. And Kalina rolled her eyes like, bitch, what you call that? What he was doing? Come on now. Tony's like, look, I like Ashley because I ain't got to do foreplay when she around. She can just warm it up and I just go ahead and get in there. Alright? I ain't got to do shit. But, that little part was boring. Actually, this whole little reunion, kind of like, they had a few funny moments. Kind of like, so then after that, they move on. Basically, the reunion part is done. They are now interviewing Jocelyn and Stevie in like a hotel, I guess. And then Benzino and Althea. So they asked Benzino and Althea, so what started you to, what started the fight? And he's like, no comments. And he's like, okay. The producer's like, okay, well, Althea, what would make Jocelyn come up and hit you in your face? And she's like, well, I don't know. And Benzino's like, no comment. She's like, okay, no comment, but I don't know. And he's like, don't say nothing, just no comments. And then the damn producer gets mad, and he's like, look, if you're not going to answer anything, what's the point of doing this? Now, they already knew Benzino and Althea did not want to answer anything about the fight at the reunion because it had been a whole week and they kept begging them. They kept saying no, they're not going to talk about it. So when they got there, all the questions they start asking them is about the fight at the reunion. Well, Benzino shouldn't have showed up anyways. You know, if you really was in that place where you didn't want to answer any questions, one, he does not want to incriminate himself for knocking Jocelyn the fuck out. So, I guess the best decision was for him was to say no comment. Really, the best decision for him would to be not to show up, but he didn't do that anyways. So they asked Jocelyn and Stevie what happened. Well, he started, running his mouth. He kept, dishing it but couldn't take it. So we got up, and my girl got up, and I got held back by the security. So he thought it was the right time to just punch Jocelyn in her face. And she's like, yeah. He punched me in my face like a straight sucker. But they lucky the security wasn't there, because I would have beat him and his bitch up. And, they asked Stevie, so Stevie, when you first got up, you charged over there, then you just stopped. And Stevie's like, well, because, let me tell you, I wanted to give him a chance to get up. I wasn't just gonna fight him while he was sitting down, That's not what a man does. Now I'm thinking Stevie is like, who all believes that Stevie just was like, I don't really want to fight? Or do you really think he just want to give Benzino a chance to get up? Alright. Not so much. I think he just like, I don't really want to fight. He was just doing it. He thought the damn security guard was coming. Okay, he just stopped a few moments too early. Alright. So then, they asked Benzino, after they keep asking Benzino about the fight, Benzino says, look, I ain't fucking playing with you no more, alright? I said I ain't gonna answer no questions about this. And he gets up, and the security guard is holding him back, and he cussing out the producer, talking about, you know what, I'll fuck you up, all this type of shit. I'm like, wow, Benzino, I thought you was arguing with Stevie or something. You arguing with the producer? Okay. Don't lose your job, Benzino. After a while, well, like they said, a few minutes, Benzino calmed down and started talking to the producer again, and he apologized. You know what, Stevie? I'm sorry, man. I love you, man. I'm like, Benzino is so bipolar. I love you, man. I ain't mean none of that. I just got a little heated, They was like, so okay, so what happened at the fight? Well, here's what happened. They were making comments about them being hot. And, me and Titi was sitting there talking to each other, and we made a comment like, probably the cocaine or some drugs, but, we said that to each other, and we ain't say that to them. And they got up, and they tried to fight, so, we started fighting. And so the producer asked, well, they said that you hit Jocelyn in her face. And he's like, no comment. Benzino, your ass going to jail. You better hope Jocelyn don't press charges on you for putting your hands on her. Okay? Even though she did try to fuck everybody else up at the reunion. Anyways. So they asking Jocelyn about, her temper or whatever. She's like, I'm fine. I don't have a temper. And, they tell her that Mama D said she's got worse from the fame, that she became a monster. And she's like, I'm still the same person that I was on first season. Okay, just a little bit more classier and a little bit more calm. And we're looking like, you got worse. What the hell you talking about? You got more classier. I don't know. Jocelyn is living in her own world in La La Land. And so, they asked Stevie, and Stevie's like, well, Jocelyn is a good woman, but I think, a little therapy can help. And she's like, I ain't going no therapy. Ain't nothing wrong with me. I ain't going no therapy. And I'm like, damn, your own man threw you under the bus. And they asked her, so are y'all really married? And she's like, yes, we are, okay? And Stevie's like, ask her. It was like, okay, so what day did you get married? She was like, we got married June 29th. You know, I know I said July 29th, but I was wrong. It's just a month apart, okay? It was June 29th. And they was like, okay, so who were there? You know, what did you wear? Who were there? And Stevie's like, ask her. She was like, I had on this, what, some bullshit. I don't know. Who gives a fuck? And then he's like, now tell him what I had on, baby. And she was like, you had on all black. And he's like, yeah, polo. And she's like, what, you know. And it was just the guys that married us that was there. He was like, oh, okay. He was like, so, do you have a wedding certificate? And she was like, you know what? I knew you were going to ask that. And she goes in her purse. She's like, I brought this just for you. And then she pulls it out, and it's a damn makeup kit. She was like, ha, I'm just playing. I ain't bring it. You know, how much you going to pay for it? How much you really want for it, okay? And he's like, all right, I'm going to ask you again. Are you really married? And she's like, yes, we really married. And Steve was like, yeah, we married. And he's like, are you sure? Steve, you don't sound too sure. Are you sure that you're really married? These fools is not married. You can't tell me otherwise. And if they did get married, they was coked out. Because how the hell you don't remember what day you got married when it was just a few months back? Come on now. What the hell? Anyways, that's about it for this. It was alright. But that's it. I don't Love and Hip Hop Hollywood is better. I mean, it's good, you know, just as good or better. But like, comment, share, and subscribe. Follow me on Twitter at Jazz Chapman. And I am hungry and I am about to get out of here. So